Hello there. My name is Matt, and I'm super excited to have you join this channel, Sober and Somewhere. Today marks the 80th day for me of alcohol-free living, and this channel really is just is meant to be kind of a journal of that. Um, and the goal of today's video is really to talk about what my experience has been for the first 80 days or so, maybe what you can expect. And I've watched a lot of stuff, a lot of content around this, and there's some things I found to be true, and some things, at least in my experience, to be maybe not true to my experience. So, with that, would love it if you would like and subscribe if you like this sort of content, and we'll dive in. So, just a little preface here. My alcohol-free journey, it's different for everyone, but I'll probably do a different video a different time with more background. But for me personally, it was mostly beer and wine. I did not drink hard alcohol, so given your experience, it might be a little different. But with that said, I just decided to stop. It's not anything more complicated than that. There wasn't like some major goal. Being the age I am of 42, I just decided, one day, to stop, at least for a time being. So, here's been kind of my experience, and some things that, just to highlight. So, number one is you will get better sleep. So, traditionally drinking, I would drink at night and I would fall asleep very easily, sometimes too easily. We'd be watching a show with my wife. And I would just fall asleep, pass out, not pass out, but just kind of conk out after a beer or two or some wine. And it makes you very drowsy. And you feel like you're getting good sleep because you're pretty tired, but your body is getting wrecked. It's not getting into deep REM sleep. And so I would say after the first week and really until now, that's been the biggest difference. Just getting great quality sleep. I'm feeling more refreshed in the morning when I wake up. I'm not as tired at night. I have sleep apnea, so that still can be a challenge. I still use my CPAP, but it's been a drastic difference and something I think will continue to improve. The second benefit I would say is just clarity of mind. So, alcohol actually, even moderate amounts, has atrophy on the brain. If you have not checked out Andrew Huberman, a Huberman podcast, I can link that as a resource, and that has some great information. But they kind of describe this. Some people will describe it as a brain fog, and so your ability to process information and think kind of gets muddled after a while. And so, not that it was severe in my case, but sometimes it would just take a minute, like, what was that thing again? Or what was I doing? And those sorts of things have really cleared up. And so I definitely have noticed a big difference in that, especially within the first few weeks. The third thing I just want to mention is related to mood stability. So, there definitely will be some swings if you go through this initially in the first, especially 30 days, where you'll find yourself a little bit more irritable than normal, as your body's kind of adjusting to not using the substance anymore. And so for me personally, I would say it was actually around like day 72. I know it's very specific, but that's the first time I kind of realized, not day 72, day 42, I'm sorry. Day 42, I realized that, man, I just feel really stable. I feel really good. I'm not anxious at all. Um, and I feel great. And this is on top of about 30 days in, I suffered a pretty substantial ankle injury, which in the past would have kind of driven me to, medicate that with alcohol, and I didn't. And so even pushing through things like that, really, really made a big difference. And the last thing I just want to kind of highlight, is maybe where I see some myths or kind of mixed things is around weight loss. So, I'm on a weight loss journey myself, and this is the first step of this. But I've seen some videos where it's like, oh, it just starts falling off. And at least in my case, that hasn't been the case. I've seen some, maybe like a 5 pound difference or so, but nothing too substantial. Obviously, I had an ankle injury on top of that. And part of that reason, not the sole reason, is you and your body start to try to supplement the missed dopamine from alcohol in other ways. So sweet cravings become higher. That definitely was true for me the first week or two. It's kind of died down since then, or evened out to kind of where it was before. So you just have to kind of give yourself grace and take it a step at a time. This is a huge process and journey, and something to be proud of. And so, I think it's definitely an important equation in that. But if you're looking for this just to solve, losing weight right away, it's definitely, I would say, a pillar of doing that, but not going to do it by itself. So with that said, again, I'm planning on continuing to go on this journey. We'll continue to provide more content. I'd love to hear how your journey has been. I know a lot of people now are kind of going the alcohol-free lifestyle, and really the goal of this channel is to provide this content and do it while being out. I'm out doing something I love to do, which is hike and walking my dog. And, in the past, I might be home drinking a beer or two. And so regaining back your life, regaining back your time is what it's all about. So anyways, super happy that you guys took the time and to watch this, and honored. And stay tuned for more content. Thanks so much.